Hello, I'm Mel Dorr, psychic medium and intuitive consultant. I would like to say Lashana Tova and Good Yontif to my Jewish friends. Happy holidays to them. And I want to say a special hello to my psychic friend Linda Grindel. She is one of the most talented psychics and mediums that I have ever known. And it was she that encouraged me to launch my own YouTube channel. So I thank her very much for that. I've been on a guest on her show twice already, and I look forward to working with Linda again in the future. She has wonderful and amazing energy. I understand that she has a relative who's ill, so we're sending special healing energy to her relative. Special thanks to Eric Martineau, Andrew Sansardo, and Bart Kurela for their assistance in helping me do all of this. And I dedicate today's video to the memory of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. About 2 weeks before her passing, I was thinking of Ruth almost continually, and I had a feeling that she would cross into spirit. You know, even though I had predicted that she would remain on the planet or the earth plane until after the inauguration, she passed away. She fought valiantly, and it was her wish that in the event of her death, that the Senate would wait until the inauguration or after the inauguration to confirm a justice to fill her empty spot on the Supreme Court. I understand Donald Trump even said, oh, she didn't say that to her family, so even questioned her honesty after she had died. She had been in spirit 2 hours when Moscow Mitch announced that the Senate would vote on a SCOTUS nominee very quickly, regardless of what Ruth Bader Ginsburg's wish was. And it's worth mentioning that Moscow Mitch had a bailout bill of a couple of $1 trillion that was supposed to help the victims of COVID-19 sitting on his desk for months. He refused to bring it to the Senate floor, but yet 2 hours after Justice Ginsburg's death, he was ready to ram through a SCOTUS nominee. Both Linda Grindel and I agreed, we were texting when we first learned of Ginsburg's death, that they would try to ram right through a nominee. And then I listened to Moscow Mitch's speech on the Senate floor in horror and amazement when I heard his hypocrisy and how he justified trying to ramrod a SCOTUS nominee through the Senate. Remember back in 2016 when Barack Obama nominated Merrick Garland to SCOTUS? 10 months before the election, but Mitch said it was an election year and he wouldn't bring the nomination to the Senate floor. It's tragically funny, Mitch, that even though Justice Ginsburg wanted you to wait, you couldn't stand to wait because you want to stack the court. Ginsburg is now in spirit, but her spirit came to me the night she crossed over and said that she will continue to fight for equality, justice, acceptance, tolerance, and inclusiveness for all. Her spirit assured me that our voices will be heard. And she said that what starts out as a whisper will become a deafening roar to bring about positive change, and the things that she has worked for did not die when she crossed over. She said that our voices should demand a fair election and that we demand justice, freedom, acceptance, and tolerance for all and for every ethnicity. She said that bigotry, racism, fascism, prejudice are not acceptable in a democracy and they will not prevail. She said that freedom for all, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, religion, race, or creed, will ultimately prevail. And she was very strong with this dream. She showed me a dream that I'd like to share with you now. And in that dream, I was shown all these dark creatures. They almost seemed as if like chocolatey and dark. And everything they touched became tainted and almost poisonous. And then I saw a light beam of light, just a slight beam of light. And the light was trying to shine on all these dark creatures, and it wasn't succeeding very well. And then more rays of light and more beings came out. And there was a battle with the light beings and the dark beings. And ultimately, the beings of the light won. And I thought to myself, what is the meaning of this dream? And then it occurred to me that the toxic finger of Donald Trump and his administration and everything they have touched has become tainted. And he's tried to taint every institution in this country. But the meaning of the dream is that the light shall prevail, and that he can no longer at some point be able to be so toxic and to taint everything, and he will be taken from power. The dream was quite clear about this, and it showed that justice will prevail. It will absolutely prevail. It was a very, very, very potent dream. I also would like to touch on the double standards that are going on. I think that, I remember, as I said, when Mitch McConnell tried to put off an election or the nomination, if you will, for Supreme Court Justice for 10 months. Barack Obama had nominated Merrick Garland, but Mitch McConnell said, well, because it's an election year, we're not going to bring it to the Senate floor. And as I watched his speech to the Senate, I was horrified for him then to twist and turn everything he had said before, and I saw his hypocrisy. I just don't get the double standards. Many people think that this election is symmetrical, but it is not. Trump and his criminal cronies will try any underhanded trick possible to win this election, including taking it to the Supreme Court. What I see, though, is that ultimately the Democrats will win the presidency, they will keep the House and take over the Senate. And when they do, I feel like they will add more justices to the Supreme Court. I feel like they will have a full Senate investigation of Mitch McConnell, because by holding President Obama's nominee to the Supreme Court for almost 10 months, that is unconstitutional. And it will be found that what he did is unconstitutional. I also see that Kavanaugh will be brought before Congress for lying and given a choice, either resign or be impeached. So, once again, no matter, even if the Republicans win on pushing this candidate through, the Supreme Court will not be stacked in the favor of Trumpsterism. The other thing about this is sometimes when they put justices on the court, they think that they'll know how the justices will rule. But sometimes those justices can fool everyone. And I see that that's what's going to happen here. I feel at some point that Mitch McConnell will, as I said, be under investigation. And at some point he will not be the Speaker of he'll not be the Senate Majority Leader. I feel there's going to be legislation passed for Supreme Court reform. And I think that legislation, I see that intuitively, that legislation saying that how a justice shall be nominated, how long before an election, that it's okay. And there might even be talking about setting limits for Supreme Court justices. I also see election reform coming. I still see that the Democrats will win, but as I said, they must not assume that this is a symmetrical election. As I said, Trump and his gang of thugs will try anything to win. So the Democrats have to start taking a warrior-like approach to this. We can't be too laxed, because if we are, we will lose. I still see Nunes indicted. As I said, Kavanaugh brought before Congress for lying, Barr indicted, Trump indicted, as well as Kushner, Pompeo, and a whole host of his cronies. I see more explosive information coming out about Trump in the very, very near future. And I will end up saying this. Remember, just because it appears that Trump and Moscow Mitch McConnell are winning the battle, Ruth Bader Ginsburg assured me that they will not win the war. Our voices must be heard. She said we must take our power back. And I know she tells me that we're going to do it. I'm saddened at her death. I send lots of healing energy to her family, and I'll be posting another video again really soon. I'm sorry for the seriousness of this. Normally I've got a great sense of humor, but I think that we need to understand the implications of what's going on in this country. And I think that 60% of us, 60%, need to take our power back. I wish you well, stay safe and well. Goodbye for now.